Up on Mountain News this morning, one Eastern Kentucky school welcomes back a beloved educator with a heartwarming gesture. And food stamp recipients here in the Commonwealth will soon see a few more dollars they can use to fill up their pantries.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Well, good Wednesday morning to you at 6 o'clock. I'm Dakota Makris. Thanks for waking up with us. And if you're heading out the door, of course, after our newscast, you can't leave until 7 o'clock. You might want to take your rain gear, take that rain jacket and umbrella. Let's head over to Brandon for a look at your soggy Wednesday forecast. And Brandon, that is something I did not bring this morning, was my rain jacket.
Yeah, well, I wore my rain jacket to work, but I didn't bring my umbrella in. So, you know, but I knew at some point this morning, Dakota, that the rain would start to slack off. Yeah. So I'll be in the building until then, and then by the time I leave, you know, it'll be slack.
Well, wait. We are talking about Eastern Kentucky weather. We don't know.
This is true. This is absolutely true. You never know when it might change. Let's take a look at that live pinpoint Doppler radar this morning. Oh, excuse me. I almost sneezed there. I caught it. We're looking at a heavier band of rain down into parts of Wayne County. We're looking at that moving across basically all the way through Wayne County, also into parts of McCreary County as well. So just be aware of that this morning. US 119, US 23 over Pikeville. We'll show you the Pikeville Medical Center camera at the 6:30 main weather, but we're looking right there at a little bit of fog over that way this morning. Not too wet just yet. 63 in Harlan and Wines are cool spots now. 70 in Logan today. Average high 72. Looking at the forecast high of 78 and the record high of 87 this day in 2018. Dakota?
All right, Brandon, thank you. A stabbing left one person dead in Floyd County. Troopers say they received a call around 3:30 Monday morning about a potential stabbing. While investigating, they determined that 28-year-old Joshua Holbrook was stabbed during a fight with Danny Waddles. The Floyd County coroner pronounced Holbrook dead at the scene. Waddles is charged with murder. Well, we have an update on a death investigation that is underway in Laurel County. The reward for any information about the death of 62-year-old Brian McCarty has now increased to $14,000. That's up from $10,000. McCarty was found dead of multiple gunshot wounds on Saturday, September 25th. If you have any information, you are asked to call police. Well, Kentucky State Police are investigating after finding a Leslie County child they say was kidnapped. WYMT's Alyssa Williams has more on the case and some key takeaways for any concerned guardians.
Around 11:30 Monday night, Kentucky State Police Post 13 in Hazard received a call from Leslie County. The caller said their 12-year-old daughter was missing.
Evidence located there at the scene and from doing a neighborhood canvass indicated that the female may have possibly left with an individual in a white Ford pickup truck.
Troopers were able to get the word out to surrounding agencies, and not long after, the truck was found by the City Police Department in London.
They was able to conduct a traffic stop on that vehicle and was able to positively identify that missing juvenile to be in the vehicle.
The driver of the truck was 20-year-old Noah Foote, who had met the girl through social media and traveled from Tennessee to pick her up so the two could live together.
You know, we'll be doing search warrants on phones, things like that. Just try to piece together everything that happened from the get-go and from the day one they started talking.
Trooper Gayhart says this situation is a valuable lesson for children and their parents.
Social media is a great thing, and it can be a great tool, but it can also be very detrimental to the safety of our children. So we have to be cognizant and really be vigilant on trying to make sure that we know what our kids are looking at on social media and especially who they're talking to.
Being mindful of who your kids are talking to on social media is key because you never know who's on the other side of the screen. In Hazard, Alyssa Williams, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, Trooper Gayhart says the girl was not hurt and that Foote was aware of her age. He adds that Noah Foote will be charged with one count of kidnapping of minor, and more charges are possible. Well, a mother is facing charges after her child almost overdosed on drugs Sunday afternoon. Pikeville Medical Center staff members called police after discovering that the child had buprenorphine in their system. Hospital staff needed to give the child Narcan. 24-year-old Miranda Lynn Garrett, the mother, claimed the child got a hold of a bag of bags with the drugs inside. There's no word on the child's condition. A new proposal is being discussed to provide bonus money to essential workers, but how many lawmakers think this is a good idea? Chelsea Jones shares those reactions with us.
Governor Andy Beshear has proposed using $400 million of American Rescue Plan money to reward essential workers. It will pay bonuses to those who have worked through the pandemic, including teachers, first responders, grocery store employees, and medical staff.
And it's been more dangerous to those individuals during this pandemic than ever before. So it is a big old thank you. Hopefully it's an attaboy and an attagirl, and keep it up.
Dr. James Borders, president of the Lexington Medical Society, believes a financial incentive could encourage medical workers to stay on the front lines. He says the pandemic has placed a lot of strain on workers, forcing some to quit.
And then they have to come in to face the pandemic, which for others is a secondhand experience, but for them it's firsthand. So they deal with the loss and the feeling of facing it day in and day out, wondering when it's going to end.
The next question now is how many lawmakers will support the proposals.
Republican State Representative Kim King says it sounds like a good idea, but she needs to look at the details.
Well, a lot of my constituents have been saying over the last 18 months they think it's best to reward the people that have been working and not the ones necessarily that have been unable to work or have chosen not to work over the last 18 months.
Beshear said he and state lawmakers would still have to work out details, such as who would qualify for the money and how much they would get. In Lexington, Chelsea Jones, WKYT.
Well, the proposal won't come up before the General Assembly until the regular session in January. The COVID-19 positivity rate continues to slowly fall. Governor Andy Beshear announced 2,582 new cases of COVID yesterday, increasing the statewide total to 702,951. There were 15 new deaths reported as well. This brings the death total to 8,921. Governor Beshear shared that among those 15 Kentuckians that died, one of them was just 29 years old. The positivity rate is a little more than 9%. You can always find the latest COVID-19 information over on WYMT.com. A Floyd County teacher who was diagnosed with cancer has recently returned to the classroom, and students and faculty are celebrating. Our Jordan Mullins has more from Betsy Lane Elementary's Pink Out Day and the return of one of the school's strongest Bobcats.
After being diagnosed with breast cancer in June 2021, Susan Green, a special education teacher at Betsy Lane Elementary School, was forced to stay home.
Well, I feel like I'm back to normal. I didn't feel like myself while I was off.
But faculty and staff made sure she was taken care of and supported Green during her fight.
We really want all of our teachers to feel that we're just one big happy family, and if push comes to shove, we're going to have your back and we're going to be there no matter what you need.
Since being diagnosed, Green is now completely cancer-free and returned to the classroom on Tuesday.
Since day one, the whole faculty and the students who have known about it have just been awesome. They have shown a lot of support, offered to help in any way they can.
To celebrate Green's return and spread awareness during Breast Cancer Awareness Month, Betsy Lane Elementary held a Pink Out Day.
It almost brings me to tears. I knew that they supported me and that they were there with me from day one.
A show of support from the entire school and having students in the classroom made things a little sweeter.
It's really amazing seeing all my students and their smiling, beautiful faces, and I'm just happy to be back.
Helping a teacher get through her battles and celebrating her return after being victorious. In Floyd County, Jordan Mullins, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, Green was not only the Bobcat to fight cancer in 2012, fellow teacher Margie Blackburn is still fighting pancreatic cancer, but Green did say that Blackburn was feeling a bit better. Food stamp recipients will see their monthly payments go up this month thanks to a major update to the program. The increase comes as part of a U.S. Department of Agriculture review of the food stamp program as required under the 2018 Farm Bill. For most people, it means an additional $36 per month. A new maximum will increase to $835 a month for a family of 4.
This does help stretch those dollars. It does help folks get to the point where they're not running out at the end of the month. So it's an important increase. So this is why the program's important in and of itself. And again, it's that support to our local grocers, our local farmers.
Well, to figure out if you qualify for SNAP benefits in Kentucky, you can find that link over on our website at WYMT.com.
6:10 here on this Wednesday morning. We've made it to midweek and the rain has followed us along. Let's get into that forecast this morning on Live Pinpoint Doppler Radar. I'm going to point out a couple of spots. Actually, I'm going to point out one spot here I just noticed over into parts of Dickinson County there, seeing a little bit of action there this morning over in Southwest Virginia. And this one I'm going to highlight here for you because this is affecting parts of two different counties there, McCree County, which is where Whitley City is, and over into Wayne County. So some ponding water could be an issue over that way. Be careful out there this morning. Temperatures, Monticello, London, 67 apiece, along with Irvin, Ashland, and Prestonsburg, 70 in Logan, 63 on the other end of the scale, Harlan and Wise this morning. 78 this afternoon, and as we look ahead, those rain chances aren't going anywhere anytime soon until the weekend when it gets a little drier, but mild temperatures will continue all the way into early next week. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. When we come back, find out why aides of a former president of the United States might be in some trouble.